Hello everyone and welcome to another karting video. Today's footage comes from the first 2022 Pat's Acres Super Series event. So this is the first event of the season. This video is from the final. I didn't get any footage of qualifying or any of the heat races. So up to this point, let's talk about how I got here on second place. I qualified fifth, which wasn't too bad. I'm looking at the timings here at a 50.4. Somebody got a 49.6, which was pretty nice, but 50.4, not too bad. After the first heat, I finished third. Not a bad result. And then I finished the second heat in second. And so, of course, the finishing position for the second heat is my starting position here for the final. Second place is really not my favorite starting position. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, this happened May 24th. So it's been a little while. I've been sitting on this footage for a little while. But anyway, so yeah, second position, not my favorite starting position. It's so easy to get hung out to dry on the start. This is also my first time starting on the front row, which didn't help. I'm not very practiced at starting on the front row. And as you'll see in just a second here, it didn't turn out well for me. So yeah, right here we're going to start the I don't know what you would call it in go-karting, if you call it a parade lap or what you would call it, but it's just the lap around to the start. Gotta warm up these tires a little bit. I don't know how effective this is. I've seen some people say that it's really not very effective at all. But I try it anyway, go back and forth. You'll hear me actually deliberately locking the brakes quite a bit. And I do that hoping that the tire, sliding across the pavement will generate a little bit of heat. I'm really, I think I have more hope of getting temperature into the rear tires than I do the front, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, so here we approach the start. I don't get a great start, and it doesn't take very long before I'm being swallowed up. It's bad enough I'm on the outside, but I immediately started going slow. That lockup didn't help. I don't love that I hit Harv there, but he's still on the track and in fact passes me, so I don't feel that bad about it, and I look like I'm down to fourth. An eye, see if there's anybody to my right before I take that spot on the track to dive down to the apex. I never want to shove somebody off on my right before I set up for that turn. Dive into the corner, just a tap on the brakes. Got looser than I really wanted to and went wide around that apex. Didn't love the way that I took that turn. Tap of the brakes into River 1, but then I get my tire dirty, big mistake, and that happens. Anytime I get my tires dirty going into River 1, I know for the couple seconds that it takes me to get to River 2 that I'm not going to have a good time with those outside tires dirty like that. I had some company through the final hairpin, and it looks like maybe I didn't get the best exit. No, it didn't get me that time. 1 and 2 a little better there. I think me and this kart had a pretty good agreement about how to take that hairpin. Not too much understeer through the carousel. It felt pretty decent going through there with this kart. Took way too much curb through the final hairpin that time, and as you see, it has cost me. So, nice clean pass, and if my count is right, I think that has me down to 5th. I think I took that crest a little bit better than this guy did, but just not a lot of opportunity there because he was always going to slam the door through River 2 like that. Getting out of the throttle and even tapping the brakes a little bit to avoid the contact there, it really cost me a lot of momentum, which is why that driver on my right caught up. And then, of course, that's not a great line through the final hairpin, so we'll see if he catches me on the straightaway. No, it looks like he was compromised as well. Not a great entry into turn 1 there. So really, I'd say that this kart, so far, it wasn't awful, but we weren't getting along great. Of course, one of the things that you have to get used to with rental kart racing like this is being flexible enough in your driving style to deal with the personalities of each of the karts that you come across. It's just a part of the skill of racing these karts. You're just not always going to get one that agrees with you, and you still have to be fast. As in this instance, I was clearly not. And I think that puts me down to 6th. So yeah, if you really want to be competitive in these kinds of racing leagues, you've got to figure out how to accept and deal with the kart that you've got for any particular session and figure out how it wants to be driven. And I think I'm getting better at it than I was. I'm improving. But as we see here with my current position in 6th place, there's room for improvement. that's the end of the race. As you can see, it was a pretty lonely race, not a lot going on. I thought for a little while that the pack in front of me, you know, they were battling it out, and I thought they might back themselves into me a little bit more than they did. I was kind of getting excited for the possibility, honestly, that they might slow themselves down enough that I would catch them, or maybe somebody would spin one of the other ones out. I almost got Harv at the end, but it didn't happen, and I stayed in 6th, and that's where I finished. So I hope everybody enjoyed the video, and we'll see you for the next event. And make sure you don't miss the next videos. Make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, let me know how I did, whether you think I did well or I did poorly. Always open to feedback. And if you haven't been to Pat's Acres and tried these things out, you should go. They're a lot of fun. See you next time.
You almost kidding me?
Oh, it was close. If I had one more lap, I could at least try to pass you, but I got closer.